with June. Oh, I should have had more water, but here we go. We get water from everywhere. You want to fill it up with water first. And then we're going to do this guy right here. So if you want to hide the mechanics, you have this waterproof ribbon. Oh, but first, I got to do my video. Hang on. Gotta do my video first. Alright, so we have the water, straight out, waterproof ribbon, boom, cut it. So it makes a difference if you add the water first, and then we're just gonna do this, and beautiful. So these are waterproof, you can reuse it if you need to, but just wanna make sure you soap it, because you know they track bacteria when they're in water. And also when you're doing this, you want to make sure you push it all the way down to the bottom. You don't want to gap all the way down to the bottom. And then now what we have here is, so I'm going to name all of these. We have Dusty Miller. I'm going to base it since we're not using any floral foam. And then you just drop it in there. Make sure it's not too long or short. And also make sure that you clean out the leaves. No leaves below water level. And am I live? Oh yeah. Boom. So now, make sure it's clean. And then you can let it go. Since we're not using any floral foam, we're going to use that as our base. It's a lot easier for the roses to just stay in place. So today we're going to have beautiful Playa Blanca. These are my favorite South American roses, and they're very hardy. They're actually popular amongst the brides. They're bride's favorite. And this one we're going to strip it with the leaves. So we are going to use a stripper, and we're stripping it. I'm just gonna do this in a time-lapse manner. Beautiful. So we're going to clean all the leaves on these guys. Makes it a lot easier for us, boom, to arrange with it once the leaves are all clear. So the leaves actually, if you're doing an arrangement like this, we strip all the leaves down. We're going to make it naked. We're going to have some other kind of green instead of the, because these one they tend to wilt faster. So we clean those out, and I find that the roses thrive much better. They help them last longer without the leaves in an arrangement. But if you're doing like a dozen or 2 dozen roses, usually you want to leave the ones on top. You don't want them to be too naked. These are ideal. But we're not doing that arrangement today. And if you notice, these are the guard petals. We're stripping those, and then we're going to take out the guard petals. Guard petals are those outer petals. They actually are meant to be taken out. They protect the inner petals, so you'll see. Whoa. And there we go. Now the guard petals. Boom. So there's a lot of behind the scenes. So the roses, Playa Blanca particularly, the shape is already open, but they stay open and they stay beautiful for a long time. They're a little bit pricier because they're very, like I said, very popular amongst brides for that natural, iconic, you know, it has that legacy rose look. Beautiful. And you can also play around with the petals. You can also, if you want to flex it, you can flex these guys also. Open them up just gently. No matter how careful you are, I find that they tend to bruise because, you know, when they're light color. So if you want to do that look, you can also do that, but we're not doing that today because this needs to be here for about a week. So by tomorrow, you see the petal bruising. When do you do those? Well, if you're doing an event, let's say one and done for a reception, those are perfect because you don't have to have the flowers to last the following day most of the time. But if it is going to a home, they want to make it. They want to make sure that they're fresh, looking fresh for at least a week. And by doing that, when you flex it, they tend to, like I said, bruise. And if you want to flex the darker colored roses, those are fine. They still bruise, but you don't see it because of the color mask it. But the lighter color petals, they tend to show it, the bruise like that. So these needs to be taken out. And how much do you take out, right? I don't want to take out the less the possible, you know, as long as they just take out the, I'd like to leave them like this. Sometimes if I don't need to take them out, I don't need to. But because, you know, you don't want them to look super tight. And there's a lot of meat in there. They're multi-petals. There's a lot of petals on these Playa Blanca. That's why they're really popular. Perfect. And these petals, you can actually use them for something else if you like. They're not the best, but you know, you can just spread them around or toss them. All right, so we got that. So we have the Playa Blanca. We have the Dusty Miller. It serves as the floral foam. Again, you have the leaves in there. So now we're just gonna work this around. Make sure you cut it long enough that it reaches all the way down to the bottom. Because, you know, especially the first day, they tend to throw in a lot of moisture. So the water level goes down, and especially if you forget to add water in there, you don't want to starve your flowers with water. They get thirsty, especially in the warm days. Okay, there's someone here. Thank you guys for watching me. Welcome to you. Welcome, YouTube. And can you imagine if this is what 2012? No one's still posting, but now you'd be so lucky. But anyways, we have to start somewhere, correct? So I'm based out of San Francisco, for those of you who don't know who I am. I'm very active on Instagram or TikTok. It's the same handle, Jun _Pinon, P-I-N-O-N. That's my last name. Based out of San Francisco. And I actually do a lot of free flower seminar. For those of you who are in the area, you can come on down and I post those on my Instagram as far as the date goes. If you're sometimes I go out to LA as well. So what I'm doing now is just filling it up with the roses. Notice that I'm just working it around. It's nice to have a lazy Susan so you can just get the shape going, and then I'm kind of like doing the in and out action. Notice I go also look at it from the side once I get the whole barrel shape. Just work it around. And when I cut it, you want to cut it on a sharp angle so it's a lot easier to poke it through in there. Again, you know, that's why the Dusty Miller serves as my floral foam instead of floral foam. So it's an eco-air friendly way. Sometimes I also use lemon leaves, which is called salal in most places, but we call them lemon leaves here. And they're inexpensive. It's an inexpensive way to use it. You see how it's a lot easier to keep them in place? And then I'm gonna go down here, make sure they have something here. So if you have this on a coffee table, this is your point of view. So you wanna make sure you don't wanna leave that out. You know what I mean? All right. And we gotta keep on posting. Hopping in. I gotta figure out how to post this afterwards, because I tend to not be able to post it after I go live. So we're just gonna work it, and then I have left 4 left. So I'm gonna use those later on to just build it up. So after that, I have gorgeous, just for the scent, mint. So these are very minty. Notice that I strip all the leaves, so this is what I'm using in lieu of the leaves. So now these are mint. and hopefully they will last. But they smell really, really nice. I love the shape, the leaves, and then this would compensate for, since I strip it down, we're gonna have this, have that nice fresh green, and then it gives you that nice minty smell. The fragrance, I should say, fragrance. Make sure you cut it on a slant, and also I can't stress this enough, make sure you cut it all the way, you know, long enough to the bottom. If it is gonna go here, see how long the stems? Make sure it hits rock bottom. Again, you know, when the water level goes down, you want to make sure they're hydrating until you add water. Especially sometimes you tend to forget. I love that shape. Look at that. It smells really good too. Mint. I guess this is what you use for your cocktail, right? So, let's see. Midori sour, I think it comes with mint. So we're just gonna add that. You hear the bottle on the back shot. My neighbor is into recycling. Just counting 5 cents per clink. So now I'm also being careful not to cover so much of the roses because you don't want it to be covered. But you see the shape, it's an explosion of nice and kindness. I'll show you what else I have with these. So now once I establish the shape, right, this one is broken, so I'll definitely strip it. Again, you know, you want to make sure that you strip all the leaves below, anything that's below. There we go. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if can you hear me? Hi. Hello. So we're just gonna pop it in here. And then what's next? We're gonna have beautiful, these are my favorite Haliboras. A little bit pricey right now because I guess they're still imported, although we have local ones that's starting to pop out. But in this one, you gotta make sure you shave the side really, really good because they are very temperamental. They tend to not drink water really well, so you want to make sure you just shave it. You take a little time to make sure that they're shaped on the side. So you love that. See, it's a nice filler. Love the shape. We clean it. No leaves below water level. You shave it. Sometimes you can even split it. You see that? Make sure there's a lot of surface that is cleared so that they can draw moisture really, really good. So, and we're just gonna do this. Pop it in. I guess right here's good. See, all the way down to the bottom, but I just love the shape of these, right? So once you have that, so it doesn't look so empty now. Beautiful. All the way down to the bottom. But you see the shape of this? It has that nice shape. Again, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me, because someone's trying to call my number. And sometimes I lose the sound. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. So far, we have that. So what's next? We're going to use some beautiful scabiosas. Just a nice, different colors. Kind of cool. Scabiosas are nice. The stems are really strong. They're sturdy, so you want to add this next. That's beautiful. Just a nice, gentle. Again, you know, we want to make sure you cut the stems really long. I just love the color of these. All the way down to the bottom. It gives you that nice whimsical kind of feel to it. So I'm combining it with these. And then the shape, you can cut the bottom right here. Gives you that nice overall look. Then we have some buds. Love the buds. See now, even though I don't have any floral foam in there, I am, it's a little bit more exact. So that dust miller that we use is actually doing its job. A lot of people, when I posted, they said, oh, you wasted the dust miller. But actually, I'm using it in lieu of the floral foam. And then at the same time, if you look at it in person, it's just the fastest way to hide your mechanics, plus it makes it nice and solid in there. So nothing goes to waste. Everything has a purpose. It's just a different purpose. Not your traditional way. But that's okay, because these are new ways to use it. And it's eco-friendly, because the floral foam is an old technology. It's been like in the early 50s, and so they're not biodegradable. Although they're coming up with a biodegradable variety, but the technology is not there yet. You'll know when you're starting to work with them. And I'm gonna just keep on building it up. Scabiosas, this time of the year, they're just everywhere. Again, the prices, we have a beautiful flower market out here in San Francisco. It's a new one, but flowers are starting to add up in price, unfortunately. They are not that cheap anymore. So now, I'm just establishing the shape. Make sure that they're all the way down to the bottom. Wow, this one is really all the way down to the bottom there. And then, what else do I have left? I have another bunch of hellebores to add to these. So just fill it up. But before that, I'm gonna add, almost forget, these guys. These are beautiful ranunculus. They're gonna make it really, really nice and tight. So this is gonna make it beautiful. Look at how gorgeous that is. It has the same shape as the roses, but it's different. So it gives it a different texture. You can add it here. It has a nice curvy kind of shape to it. So it's beautiful as far as the stems. See that? It comes with a bud. So you can actually, I wish this was longer as far as the stem, but we'll make it work. There you go. This one's not gonna be nice. So I'm gonna use it right here. It's just beautiful. Look at this. So sometimes I say, oh shoot. So you gotta clean it again. Clean all the leaves, the buds. So you gotta make a executive decision. Let me see. This one's kind of bruised in the bottom, so we clean them up. Actually, I'm gonna use this for the bottom right here. There you go. It'll have a better chance of making it longer. Make a wish. Hello, everyone. Very quiet group. Yeah, I don't go live on YouTube that much, but I should. It's a little bit more evergreen here. In Instagram, you tend to lose it. When you post, so everything is just go back. But with YouTube, it stays over evergreen. There we go. Ah, that is beautiful. So I'm just gonna clean it. What time is it? 10:20. Time just flies, my friends. So again, it makes a difference, especially now that it's tight, to make sure it's super sharp. Otherwise, it's just really hard for you to pop it in. The shape is not agreeing with me, so I gotta work it until I get the nice shape. There we go. Did I break this? Sometimes you might break it. Yeah. So I felt it broken. Just gonna work it. There we go. So I have the leaf action in the bottom. That's waterproof ribbon. It just makes it a lot easier for you not if you don't want to show the mechanics, because there's a lot of stems that's crisscrossing. It just gives you that nice cleaner look though. Ah, there we go. Clean it, pop it in. So actually you can just push it a little bit to make space for it. Wow, look at how gorgeous that is, huh? Beautiful. We use this for the bottom here. Cut it short, then pop it in. Even though it's short, make sure that it's all the way down to the bottom. Again, I can't stress this enough. So it's kind of getting a little tight there, like my budget, but we're gonna make it work. Beautiful. So far, so good, right? So I wish this was longer, but it's not. So we're just gonna work with what we have. We strip all the leaves because they're the ones that turn yellow right away. Love it right here. Perfect. Look at that. All right, so now we're gonna add a little bit of these spray roses. Beautiful. Again, it's all about texture. Strip the leaves, thin them out. The stems are these are a little bit longer, so you want to make sure these are, so it gives you that nice in and out action. There you go. Makes it fuller. Clean it out, just get the shape. Nice. So you have that nice out. So again, you want to get something right about here so it's not too plump. So you want to make sure your stem's really nice and long, so it'll be easier for you to pop it in. And why am I adding this last before the ranunculus? Because the stems on these are thin and really strong. So I actually should have used the ranunculus before I did anything else. It just makes it a lot easier for you to arrange it. I just love this buds. This one, so when they're broken like that, you want to make sure you cut it after the break. And then we can just like use that color somewhere around there in the bottom. There we go. Make sure it's all the way down to the bottom so nothing get wasted. Okay, so we have that. It's kind of cool, beautiful. Let's see here. Like that. And need this. Ah, we have more of this. We got more of the white roses, maybe. Then I can just use some of these. I can't find a room for it now. It's just too tight. So when you tend to get so tight, what you could do is just kind of like loosen them up, pull it up a little bit because you get pushed down, and that will create a lot more space for you again. So those are tricks that you learn over time. So it makes it a bit easy now. You don't have to force it in, and sometimes when you do that, you break the stems. That's what you don't learn in school, but you learn it over time. See, it's a lot easier now. Boom. And then I'm going to add a little bit of these beautiful Hypericum berries. I'm just going to cut it. Time is at 10:30. I got to go soon. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. You guys are, hopefully, some of these tips and tricks that I'm sharing with you is hitting a home run and you're learning something, and I'd like to hear that in the comment below if you are getting this or if there's something that you guys want to learn. I'll be around. But don't forget to follow me also on Instagram. See that? It's kind of nice when you have that in there. Nice. I'm going to use this for another arrangement, actually. Yep. So we have that. We have these. Just love these guys. Kind of lazy, but... Nice, huh? Whoa. We're just gonna use the short ones in the bottom here, so nothing gets nothing get wasted. And another color, beautiful. Nice. What else do we have going on? I think we got that. I think we have everything here, pretty much. Alright guys, well, that was my back view. And we're just gonna use that. What else do I have here? I think I pretty much have everything. Again, thanks for hanging out with me guys. Appreciate your time. And then finally, last but not least, we're just gonna spray it with Crown and Glory. This will seal it and helps retain the moisture. And we're just gonna do that. Everything looks good. We got the Holly Boris here. And just minor adjustment, and I think we're all set. Alright, well thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I don't know how to end this, but we're gonna end it somehow.